Paul, I guess you go into tomorrow night's game just looking to carry on what you did so well on Saturday.
Yeah, that would be great if it was like that. I mean, you can still go in with the same intention and that, but Bristol Rovers will ask different questions and the game will be different completely, unfortunately. If it was 5-1, I'd obviously take that now. But so we work hard for tomorrow night's game. And prepare ourselves as well as we can and hopefully start on the front foot again. That's obviously crucial, especially at home. And I know obviously Steve and his staff really well, so I know how motivated Bristol Rovers will be. And in fairness, when we played them the first time, I think it was on the back of them winning like 5 on the spin. And it was probably my favourite performance of the season away at Bristol Rovers, but it will be completely different. And I wouldn't be surprised if there weren't a few different names on the team sheet really. With the January window being open, they might have done some business over the weekend that they might not have announced yet, but I'm expecting a bit of a curveball there as well.
Yeah, I mean, you've got options aplenty now. We spoke a lot over Christmas about the ability to rotate. I mean, given that it's a couple of games in a couple of days, might you roll the dice, or is it a case that...
I mean, that's something we consider. I haven't named the team yet. I just want to see them all in training today, see how they looked and how fresh they were. And the nice thing is, with a lot of positions on the pitch, I think if I change, we don't get weaker, we just get different and we get fresher. So the lads will understand that what we're trying to achieve, and I want to try and take all of them over the finishing line at the same time. I don't want to pick up any unnecessary injuries. I know you can't help a lot of injuries, but if I keep flogging the same horse each week, there's something bound to happen, and that's on me really. So if it is avoidable, if I can keep the team as strong, if we can, and we can tweak it a little bit, then we will. But then in equal measure, we won 5-1, probably the best we've played at home, and performed really well. So I'd understand if I was in that team, I'd be disappointed to get out of it.
You mentioned him briefly in your first answer, but coming up against a manager who you know pretty well tomorrow night.
Yeah, I worked with Steve. He joined Rotherham when I was at the end of my playing career, so I sort of morphed into a fitness coach role with him and had back-to-back promotions and the championship season with him and before he left. So worked with him in Reigns, obviously his assistant, know him really well as well, and it's not the first time I've managed against him. Regrettably, I think the last time I managed against him, I took my Derby team and lost at Stevenage, so it's probably due another win.
I mean, we know what to expect from Steve Evans' sides. We've seen him at various different clubs up and down the country, and they all have that dogged determination, don't they?
Excuse me. Yeah, and in fairness, like any manager who's been in the game for a period of time, needs people's respect, obviously. He's had success at a lot of different clubs, and his teams, are always, up for it. As old school as that sounds, and they always have strengths that I don't really want to talk about on here because it's like showing my hand a little bit, but I have a rough idea, I think, how they're going to play or how they have played, but that again doesn't mean anything. How we played Saturday might look completely different how we play tomorrow night, and how Bristol Rovers are after points the same way we are, they might look completely different. But generally speaking, I do know that Steve's players won't give up. They'll give it to the final whistle, as I like to think mine would. So in that regard, we're quite similar.
It's dangerous though, isn't it, when you come up against a team scrapping? Much like Shrewsbury were on Saturday, sometimes it might take a little thing to knock them down, but coming up against a team who need every point, even at this point, it can be a dangerous animal. Yeah,
definitely, and it only takes, I was showing the lads today when we done the debrief of Saturday's game, we've done some really good things, but no one should ever be underestimated, and I think the best way of displaying that to the lads really was to show their goal they scored against us. It was an absolute screamer. So probably the best goal of the game, which is hard to believe considering we scored some good ones ourselves, but he absolutely hit it like a rocket. So look, every person who's a professional footballer is a good footballer, a very good footballer. And at the moment, Bristol Rovers possibly aren't picking up the points they think they deserve, but on paper they have a very good team. They have a young team, an energetic team, a change of manager, a change of style. They might get new faces in January. There's a lot of moving parts. It's not as obvious of like, the league table says this, and you only have to see the Arsenal Man U game yesterday to realise that. So, but I know they're going to be threat on set pieces. They've got really good delivery. They like to leave 3 up top, or they have. So they've always got an outlet. They've got willing runners. Their fullbacks bomb on for fun. So we've got to have to answer a lot of questions, and we're going to have to be at our best to try and win another game. That's as simple as that. And I always think if we are at our best, we're very difficult to stop. I'm not boasting about that. I think we are. But if you're not at your best, you're always putting yourself out at risk to lose a game.
No Kane Thompson-Summers for them, of course, was I guess as part of his loan agreement.
Yeah, I mean, that would be mental of us to loan him out and let him come in and score a hat-trick. So, yeah, that was obviously part of the trade.
I mean, I know it's only been a couple of days and you've probably not been in the building a vast amount. January movements, any updates from Saturday?
No, absolutely zero to report from Saturday. I'm going to go into a recruitment meeting after this. In fairness, I've said this loads of times, I'm more than happy with the group I've got. It would have to be someone blowing my socks away. I don't particularly want a player that we're supposed to develop, or that's not what we're about this year. We're about trying to win games and get out of the league. So it's not about us backfilling with like little stocking fillers, and that'd be quite nice on a sunny day at the end of April. He'd be a good player. We need people who are going to drag and drop and can come in and perform and improve the team. And like I said, I think I alluded to Saturday, like Wilesy's come in an easy drop because I know him and I know how good he is, and his performance, I've been wax lyrical about that already, but it was amazing. So I think the lads can definitely see why he's in the building. The same with Nels, he's been in for a couple of games now, the same thing. Like if I can sign another player of that level, then I will. But as it stands, if I can keep the group together and we go into Feb the 2nd, which will be a glorious day for me with that group, then I'm more than happy.
We're about to speak to Aaron Collins. Probably hasn't had the goal return that he would have liked, but I thought his work rate on Saturday was fantastic and probably deserved the goal. Probably one of the few players who didn't get one, but he's starting to show, isn't he? Just that the player you signed in the summer.
Yeah, it's weird. Not weird, but how my brain works is like the first and foremost, the centre forwards have to work hard. The team's only as good as how hard the front line works, and like goals are great and goals get headlines, but they don't win favour with me as much as it does with everything else. So I was as pleased with him as I was Pato's hat-trick. I know goals win games, but and like I see, the best teams. I remember obviously like Klopp's Liverpool, but the front lads like press, win the ball back high, and our out of possession stats are, I've been told, are the best in the league, and it doesn't surprise me because how hard the lads work to get the ball back quickly. And the front two were excellent at that Saturday, and I think I showed the lads a clip today of Colo in the last minute of the game. I think Jack Sanders just put one down the right wing, and Colo made a bad ball into a good ball, held it up, and it was just good game management. And there's a real desire for him to work. So look, to play in our teams, there has to be a level of ability, obviously, but you have to be able to run, you have to be able to work for the team, you have to be selfless. And yeah, he embodied that wholeheartedly on Saturday, so I was really pleased with him. And
speaking of Pato's hat-trick, did you establish what you were going to get him instead of a mug?
Well, I did, thanks to Andy's kind help behind the camera. I decided to get him, because I found pictures of our amazing photographer. I saw him do the old 3 minutes before I get subbed. I mean, 3...
Is that what he was asking for, yeah?
Yeah. The old 3 hat-trick celebration. So I thought, if I get him a photo with a picture of each goal and then a picture of the celebration, like symmetrically, that works, doesn't it? And then let all the lads sign it and write abuse on the back. It's just a nice keepsake. So, and then I had to get Dan Crowley a mug as well, then. So
of course, yeah.
More money out of the Warne pension fund, which isn't great. But so there's goal scores everywhere. So the goal scoring wall now is looking ace.
I was going to say, he suggested having a gold picture because it was a hat-trick, rather than having 3 up for each of the goals.
Is that what he said, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you could have texted me that, couldn't you? Because I couldn't sleep Saturday night thinking about it. So, yeah, and it's good. I mean, our goal difference is really good, touch wood. So
it's almost worth an extra
point. It is worth a
point,
isn't it? Because ours is significantly pretty handsome. So hopefully that can continue, and hopefully, you know, the next 2 games coming up, Bristol Rovers and Grimsby at the weekend, we can continue scoring and continue trying to keep it tight at the back.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, mate.